Look, Russell, that was a lot better this week. Can we please keep playing like that for the rest of the season? Thank you.
Let's go, let's go!
Welcome, Kleschka Crew, to week 15 of Kleschka Picks. I cannot believe how fast the football season has flown by. It feels like week 1 was yesterday, and right now we're getting started with the first game of the week, the Chargers and the Raiders. The Chargers, they won on a game-winning field goal against the Falcons, two teams that have been known to blow leads this entire season. One of them had to come out on top, and it was Los Angeles. The Raiders, their defense was terrible against the Colts. And this week, I don't think we're going to see them blow up that bad. They've made some decisions on their coaching staff going forward, and I think the Raiders offense is going to be able to handle the Chargers defense pretty well. So give me the Raiders winning this one 31-20. Bills and Broncos. The Broncos surprised me. They beat the Panthers last week. Drew Lock had himself a good game, and the Bills, they knew what the Steelers were going to come out and do. They were ready. They had the game plan, and they executed perfectly. Josh Allen continues to shine, and Stephon Diggs proves he's one of the top wide receivers in football. This week, I think this Bills offense is looking so good with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs getting that connection, that mental strength together, and I think they're going to be pretty hard to stop, especially with the defense rolling as well. Give me them beating the Broncos 27-13. Panthers and Packers. The Packers, they beat the Lions last week. They actually gave them a pretty good battle, but of course the Packers ran away with it the more the game went on. They had the durability, they had the talent over the Lions. The Panthers, like I said, they were upset by the Broncos this week. I don't think the Panthers are going to be able to compete with the Packers. I think the Packers are skies above most teams in the NFL right now, and the Devontae to Aaron Rodgers connection is still going. Ever since Devontae came back from injury, he has scored every week, and that continued last week. I think it'll continue this week as well. Give me the Packers beating the Panthers 33-17. 49ers and Cowboys. The Cowboys beat the Bengals. Andy Dalton went back to Cincinnati, and he was able to get the job done. The 49ers played the football team, and they lost. They played a very good defensive football team that week. That sounds so funny because I'm like, they played a good defensive football team, and you're like,
oh, what football team is he talking about?
No, that's the name of the team, the football team. It's just so ridiculous. Anyways, football this week. The Cowboys, they beat the Bengals. That's not saying much, especially with Dak out. Zeke can't carry an entire offense by himself. And the 49ers, their injuries from earlier in the season are starting to come back. And Dallas is so banged up that I think the 49ers are going to be solid in this game. And I think they are going to beat the Cowboys 23-16. Jaguars and Ravens. The Jaguars lost to the Titans, and the Ravens, they played in probably the most exciting football game there has been this season. I think it has to win game of the season. It's got to be that one. Give me another candidate. This one is at the top for me, the Ravens and the Browns. The Ravens ended up coming away with that one. They did get that Justin Tucker field goal to help them win it, and they left the Browns with like no time. I don't know about anybody else. This is coming from me, a Seahawks fan, and Baltimore fans, Cleveland fans. I know you're going to root for your team when I ask this, but for any other fans, let me know, did anybody else really want the Browns to win that game? I felt like there were a lot more hype, and I was just pushing for them, but the Ravens got the ball with the most time left, and they were able to finish. This week, I don't think they're going to have to battle back and forth. The Jaguars are a pretty easy opponent, even with Minshew Mania coming back. I think the defense of Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, starting to go uphill. I think the Ravens are going to beat them 30-17. Colts and Texans. The Texans were absolutely shut down by the Bears defense, and they're playing another tough defense in the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts had a great run game, a great offensive game last week too. Hilton shined. We had Jonathan Taylor going crazy, and I think since they were struggling against the Bears defense, I think Deshaun Watson without his weapons is going to struggle mighty against this Colts defense. So give me the Colts beating the Texans 31-20. Lions and Titans. The Lions lost to the Packers last week, and the Titans beat the Jaguars. Derrick Henry had a huge game, as he usually does against the Jaguars. And I'm going to need another one this week because I'm in the championship semifinals for fantasy football. So please, Derrick Henry, I'm counting on you. Please, I need you to carry. Anyways, going into this week, he's going up against another rush defense, which isn't the strongest. So I think it's going to be a big Derrick Henry show. I think the offense is going to show out for the Titans. So give me the Titans beating the Lions 35-17. Buccaneers and Falcons. The Falcons lost to the Chargers. They had no Julio Jones. The offense was really struggling, and it has just been a tough season for Atlanta and their fans. I would know. Art from softball is one of them, and trust me, it's been hitting him hard. All the hits the Falcons have been taking this season. The Buccaneers, they have been up and down, but it's looking like they're trending upwards and could find themselves in the playoffs this year with Tom Brady, first year's quarterback on the Buccaneers. The Falcons defense has been horrendous this season, so give me the Buccaneers tearing them apart with that offense. I think the Buccaneers win 34-24. Dolphins and Patriots. The Patriots, they were shut down by the Rams defense last week, making that whole offense look very bad. And then you had the Dolphins, who really were competitive against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs early on. They got 3 interceptions on Mahomes, but it was not enough to stop that stacked offense. Don't be surprised if the Chiefs repeat this year, even though I want my boys to go. I want my boys to get the Super Bowl. Anyways, this week, division matchup, Dolphins and Patriots. If the Dolphins can get to Mahomes, I think they will have no problem putting pressure on Cam Newton. I think the Dolphins, being led by Tua, has been very good ever since they made that move. So give me the Dolphins beating the Patriots 27-23. Bears and Vikings. The Bears defense showed up last week, and they are riding with a high confidence. The Vikings lost to the Buccaneers. The Bears, I think, are going to continue this strong defensive game that they've been playing the past few weeks. And I think they're going to make Dalvin Cook struggle, even though he did pretty good against them in their last matchup. I think they have that tape to look at, and they're going to figure out how to stop him even more, because Dalvin Cook didn't go off, but he still had a good game. So I think the Bears are going to find out how to slow him down. They're going to slow down the entire offense by taking him out of it, and I think the Bears are going to beat the Vikings 23-17. Eagles and Cardinals. The Cardinals beat the Giants. The Giants' offense was almost nowhere to be found, and the Cardinals had no problem getting past them. I wish that was the case for my Seahawks. Anyways, the Eagles, they had Jalen Hurts starting for the first time, and that paid off. They beat the Saints, the NFC's top seed. I could not believe it. The defense was there for the Eagles that day, and Jalen Hurts, all he had to do was be a solid quarterback, and that's exactly what he did. This week, young talent facing off, Murray versus Hurts. I think Hurts is going to get a little bit of reality this week, and I think the Cardinals, led by Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, are going to have just a slightly better offense this week, and they're going to be able to outperform the Eagles, even with Jalen Hurts there. I think that the Cardinals will win 24-20. Rams and Jets. The Jets were blown out, destroyed by my Seahawks last week. It was a walk in the park, exactly what we needed after that loss to the Giants. Anyways, the Rams, they embarrassed the Patriots. This week, I think they're literally going to steamroll past the Jets. I think the offense is going to go crazy. I think the Rams are going to win 30-7. Seahawks and football team. My Seahawks, like I just said, we absolutely obliterated the Jets. And the football team, they beat the 49ers. That defense was very good last week for the football team. Chase Young got himself a defensive touchdown. Congratulations, Chase Young. This dude is looking scary, looking like he's going to be one of the best defensive players for years to come. He's going to be a problem for quarterbacks. Russ, I think, got a lot of confidence from last week. Playing the Jets was a very good thing for him. For the entire offense, it was a good thing. DK Metcalf had a fun touchdown celebration in that game, and I think this offense is going to continue to have fun this week. I think Russ being mobile and being able to move, I think he's going to be able to do more work against the football team and their defense. I think it'll be a close one, but I still think the Seahawks win this one 27-23. Chiefs and Saints. The Chiefs, they beat the Dolphins last week. Even though Mahomes struggled, he was able to stay confident and make sure they secured that win in Miami, where they won the Super Bowl. So obviously he has great memories there. The Saints, they lost to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. I could not believe it. The offense looked so horrendous early on. They almost got it going towards the end, but it wasn't enough. The Eagles had already done their job. This week, I think we're going to see a shootout. I think it's going to go back and forth. Alvin Kamara is probably going to be a huge part of the game for the Saints. I think Mahomes is going to do his thing, use his weapons that has been gifted to him. So I think the offenses are going to explode, but the Chiefs are so stacked, and I think they are going to beat the Saints 30-24. Browns and Giants. The Giants lost to the Cardinals. The Browns, they played against the Ravens in that game of the year candidate. They were going back and forth. A disappointing loss, honestly. I really felt like the Browns had the momentum, but the Ravens had the last shot and they took it. Oh, Baker Mayfield is playing with so much swagger right now, and this offense should feel very confident even after that loss. Nick Chubb is doing good. Baker Mayfield is heating up, and I think they are going to have fun against this Giants team next week. I think the Browns are going to beat them 33-20. Steelers and Bengals. The Bengals lost to the Cowboys last week. No shock, really. The Bengals, ever since they lost Joe Burrow, it is going to be a tough time for them. The Steelers, they lost to the Bills. What's going on? There's a losing streak in Pittsburgh. Anyways, against the Bengals, it should be a very good rebound game for that offense. Ben Roethlisberger, I'm sure, will do very well, getting his weapons involved. Juju Smith, Chase Claypool, and the other receivers on that team. They have lost some defensive pieces, but I don't think that'll matter too large against the Bengals. They're not really that threatening of a team. So give me the Steelers beating the Bengals 31-10. All right, Kleschka Crew, if you made it to the end of this video, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Ravens versus Browns is the game of the year, or is there another one you want to throw their name into the ring? That would be my vote, the Ravens versus Browns from last week. Like the video, subscribe, tell your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your pets, your friends, your brother, your sister, everybody you know to like this video. Subscribe, tell your mom. I already did that. I did that part already. All right, I got this, and I'll see you next time.